Who is a mentor that meant a lot to you, and why?
So, this is going to be funny. I have several mentors, and I have to say, having a mentor is so incredibly important in your career development. My mentor is a man named Steve Sauls, who is a liberal to moderate Democrat. Now remember, I'm a conservative. And so when I was working I was a student at Florida International University in Miami, but I worked in the president's office, and he did the governmental relations component for FIU. And he kind of took me under his wing, and that's where I got to meet the state and local officials from Miami, Florida. And he taught me so much the value of understanding how what you need to do in case of governmental relations and politics. And he used to work for Bob Graham, who was a senator, a governor, and then senator of Florida. And what I always found so interesting is whenever I would make a career move, I would call him because I knew that beyond the politics, I always felt that we just had this connection, that I remember that every single election that would pass, whether it would be a Democrat who won or a Republican who would win, we would always have this discussion about how we can make sure that there's that how do we bring Democrats and Republicans together to find solutions. So I always found that to be fascinating. It was always one of the reasons of saying, because at the end of the day, we have all these labels, and at the end of the day, we're all just people trying to do the best thing that we can for our country. And we might have different ways and different solutions to get there, but how can we find the middle ground to get this done? And so I always just sought his advice because I knew he would give me the most unbiased, very objective advice, because he knew me since I was 18, 19 years old, and he saw my career develop. And he never, while he was definitely no advocate of President Trump, he really just saw me and knew that I could do something really great in this administration to help this president. So I've always felt that, putting politics aside, we saw each other as human beings and we respected each other, and I always valued greatly his advice.